Welcome to Livingstone Ranch. It's a beautiful day today, and we're going to round up our yaks and start brushing them out to collect their fiber. In this video, we're going to talk all about yak fiber, what makes it so wonderful, some of its properties, and compare it to some of the other fibers out there, and talk about some of its uses. So keep watching. Okay, so this is our super old squeeze chute. It's what we could afford. It's really not ideal for yaks, except for these right here have worked out pretty good for us. Instead of using the head gate, I end up using these here to lock their horns in, and it really keeps them from moving around too much. Now we're just going to brush them out today, so they don't need to be too secure. They usually do really well when I brush them out. So to squeeze it, you just pull on this rope here. That'll release it. And this is the head gate here. And if I pull this one out, this gate will come in like this. And so in theory, your cattle will hit that with their shoulders, push it forward, and lock it in place. Now, it doesn't work at all with the yaks. Their horns are just too big, and yaks, fun fact, they can sneak through the smallest spaces, things that you would never think that they'd be able to get through. And so we've tried it with the yaks, and they just somehow squeeze right through all the time. So anyway, that's our squeeze chute. It works for us. And this is these are the tools that we're going to use. Basically dog brushes. I got a longer stainless steel one here. We have a rake. This will work out. This works really good. Just your standard dog brush. This is a horse brush. I'm just going to use this to try to get some of the grass that's stuck on there off before I really start brushing them. And then I just have a scissors, just in case there's cactus or something that's stuck in their hair. Unfortunately, it does happen. I really hate cactus. Anyway, that being said, we have everything set up. Let's go round up some yaks. So normally, I like to round up the yaks with the ATV, but right now it's down, so I have to use the tractor. It works out pretty good. It's slower, but the yaks don't get overly exhausted, and it's pretty warm today for being early spring. So we'll go try to round them up. Got Bo. That was the easiest. And honestly, unfortunately, he's the one I don't really need a brush. I'm going to, but just for a minute. He's so good, like he lets me just brush him all the time. So let me lock this gate and then we'll get set up. Let's get this out of your way. Come on. Good boy. Good boy, dog. Keep going. Come on. Keep going. I didn't have my 2x4s ready. I use these as a kind of a backup gate here, just to make sure they don't back up. Once I get them locked in, I don't want them coming out. It's not the best system in the whole world, but you know, for now it works. It'd be nice if we had like a long alley, something like that, but we don't. This is what we have. Gates. Okay, so both's not real dirty. I've been brushing quite a bit lately. So what we're going to do is start on the bottom here. I'm just going to start brushing. Bo's the easiest one to brush out. Really not even close. He doesn't have near as much hair on him as the girls do. Now, you can see here, we've got some long fibers here. These are the long guard hairs. See that there? And then we got some super fine stuff and some medium length stuff. So the thing with yak fiber is that it's all useful. Good boy, Bo. If you're going to make felt with yak fiber, you're probably going to want all three: the medium length, the long, and what we would call the down fiber. And that's because a down fiber is pretty short in length, and so if you only use that for your felt, then what happens is it doesn't bind very well. So it's best if you use all three. And you can see that right there. So yak fiber is one of the best fibers that you can get, natural fibers that you can get. Yak down is softer, stronger, wicks moisture better than merino wool. Comparably, it's comparable with cashmere for softness. It measures in at 16 microns. Cashmere is between 16 or 15 and 20, and yak wool's in the same range. So we're looking at cashmere for softness. So that would mean like a Qiviut, which from the muskox would be softer at 13 microns. But all that said, yak fiber, pretty soft stuff, and that's the down. The next thing with yak fiber is that it's incredibly strong. It has great tensile strength. Really it's a strong fiber. It's hypoallergenic, which is great. It wicks moisture better than merino wool. It's a fantastic fiber. It has waterproof properties in it, and it doesn't have, I'm going to forget the word, but whatever's in wool that makes you itch, yak fiber doesn't have that. Naturally, yak fiber does not stink. Part of that's because the yak itself has sweat glands, but most of them are non-functioning. These animals are from the Himalayas. They're from a very cold environment, and you know, they didn't need them. They didn't need a sweat to cool off their body, which is why they do overheat real low temperatures. So, just feeling underneath here. He has very few tangles, which is great. The girls are going to have a ton. It's going to be a lot of work to take care of them. So I'm just going to get through Bo real quick here. Because like I said, Bo's really good. He lets me brush him all the time. So I'm not too concerned about making sure I get him brushed out really good. I can just brush him in the corral because he's so good about it. You see, I just use different brushes. I'm going to keep all of it, like I said, and I'm just throw it in the bucket for now. Now, the best way to store your yak fiber is probably going to be in something like burlap. I mean, unless you wanted to freeze it or something like that, burlap is a good way to store it. It keeps the air, from getting wet and staying wet. You don't want to store it in like a plastic container. If you do, you're going to want to move it around a lot. Make sure that that stuff doesn't get moldy or something. You can see Paul's he's just a real good guy here. And you'll see once I get one of the girls in, how much fiber I'm going to pull out of them. Bo, I'm not getting much. Again, I've been brushing him a lot. He started shedding kind of early, and he just doesn't have the amount of hair that those girls have. So here, the lighting's not super great, but you see we've got some of the guard hairs in there, some of the medium length hairs in there, and then this ultra soft down fiber. And this is the part that they really start shedding out. And so this is why we're brushing them now in the spring. They start shedding this, and this is what we really want. So that down fiber, people will use to make yarn. People will use it for, threads, that kind of stuff. Like I said, if you're going to do something like a felt, you're going to want all the fibers mixed in there, probably. I have read that you can't felt with yak fiber, and I can tell you that's not true. You definitely can. And I think I have a magnet that's felted yak fiber, in the shape of a yak. We got it in Tibet, or Tibetan areas anyway, on the Tibetan plateau. We were able to pick that up, and they, the Tibetans will use their fiber for everything from weaving rugs to clothing. You're going to use this longer guard hair, stuff like that, for weaving the rugs. Something softer if you're going to have, that you're going to do out of yarn or something like that. You're going to want to use the flying down, and they also just use all of it to make felt. So it is a thing that's done. Felting with yak fiber definitely does happen, and something that you can do. You're doing good, though. Got something jumped up right here, buddy. Okay. All right, so I think this side of Bo's bottom is pretty good here. What we'll do here is put up the bottom of the squeeze, which is definitely falling apart on me. And the investment I definitely need to make in the future is a better squeeze chute. Well, this is where, out of Boaz, I'm going to get most of that fiber. The down fiber is off his, around his neck, on his back here. I do like to be brushed. Good boy. Been really good. Really good. Okay, I think that's sufficient for this side with Boaz. I'm gonna go brush the other side, and I know, buddy. And then I'll let him out. I'm not gonna work too hard on any of the yaks today. They're all gonna need to be brushed again in I don't know, 2, hopefully 3 weeks, not 2 weeks. Yeah, so they're gonna need a second brushing anyway. So I really want to make sure I get the tangles out of them and collect anything that's falling off today. And then on the next time, we're really gonna spend a lot of time and go layer by layer and just make sure we get everything off of them. Oh, dude, you stole my brush. So that's the plan today. I'll have some other yaks in here and show how much fiber we're getting off of them. So you can see just how nice Bo looks right now. He's little. I don't want to bug him too much. He's not. You can see he's shaking his head. He's not happy with me. But yeah, all brushed out. He looks pretty good. Hey, so we have Winona in the chute. Then we have Yodi here. Hey Yodi, you're okay. Waiting. So we'll get them brushed out. Hey girl. Okay, so I really wanted you to see the difference here between her and Bo. You see all of this fiber. She's a lot longer hair. So I haven't been brushing her. You know, you can see all this right here. Just pull that out. And so we'll get her brushed out, looking all pretty. And yeah, there you go. got a whole lot of fiber right here in her neck. This is all the good down fiber that you see here. I just lost some. Super soft. Really good stuff. And I'm getting, brush full every time I do it. She's got this knot here. Here we go. And it's really just what happens is that fiber, the down fiber starts coming loose off their body, and it slides down their hair. They're all these long guard hairs, and gets stuck. And so I'd like to try to maybe like here, just starting to come off in sheets. See this? This is all the down fiber around her neck, and then it's just starting to come off in sheets. brushed out. She looks really nice. And yeah, all things considered, she did pretty good. I probably spent 30 minutes aside on her. And she's taking it off. Thank you for that, Winona. Okay, this is the fiber I collected from Boaz, Yodi, and Winona. It's quite a bit. It's pretty good for it being my first brush. Really, this brushing was to get the knots out and get anything that's kind of loose, but we're definitely just getting started. Okay, so Winona's all done, Bo's done. I have 3 yaks to go. It was kind of a struggle today to get them into the little corral area to get into the chute. But you saw me brush out 2 yaks, and you can see the fiber. Really, yak fiber is phenomenal. I hope next time you get a pair of socks or a scarf or a beanie or something like that, you consider yak fiber. I know people make stuff with it, and I know people who buy it just to, hobbyists buy it to use it because it's such a phenomenal fiber to use. So I'd recommend looking into that, see what you can find. Yak fiber is pretty great. Also, if you want to brush out yaks and you only want the softest stuff, that what we would call the down, I would recommend that you look. Yodi's freaking out. Okay, good girl. Brush around the neck, brush around the vital organs, the front armpits. Those are great places to get that really soft down. So if that's all you're after, I'd recommend brushing there. And like I said, this time we spent probably 30 minutes each side. Next time I brush them out, it's probably going to be closer to hour and a half each side, something like that. I'm really going to try to get it done. I don't want to do this more often than I have to. Ideally, I only brush the yaks 3 times a year, twice for harvest, and then then once again right before the winter. I try to brush them out then. And really, I'm not collecting any fiber that time. I'm just getting rid of knots, things like that, getting them clean for the winter. And so, yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to Livingstone Ranch, and look for yak fiber products anywhere you can, because yak fiber is awesome. Thanks for watching.